All right, so here's a look at Tuesday, February 2nd, where we started lesson 2. There's quite a bit in lesson 2. We will be starting it today and finishing it on Thursday. Wednesday, February 3rd is all about math testing for our class. So today we will look at our opening and learning targets. We're going to discuss space race, read the text, look at annotations, and you have an assignment to provide a gist for the text, and then we will get into JFK's speech on Thursday. But today we started with a video that kind of joined SEL topics of perseverance and endurance with space. Then we'll get into our opening. In the previous lesson, you were introduced to the module topic through the Infer the Topic protocol, details of the performance task, and the module guiding questions. In this lesson, you'll learn more about the goals of the space race by examining two texts. You'll practice determining the central idea, analyzing point of view, and interpreting the technical meaning of words. Our learning targets for today and continue on Thursday. I can determine the central idea of a text about the space race. I can analyze John F. Kennedy's point of view and how it is conveyed in the text. So we started by looking at an excerpt from JFK's speech to the joint session of Congress. He said, we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they're easy, but because they are hard, because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win, and the others too. So the first question is, what phrase or words jump out at you in this excerpt and why? We heard challenge, we heard unwilling to postpone, we intend to win, with various reasons why they stuck out. And then what does postpone mean, and why would they be unwilling to postpone the challenge? So postpone meaning to put something off or to delay it. Unwilling to postpone the challenge meaning we must forge ahead, we must do this, and we must do it now. Then we went into our discussion on the space race. There is a great video here that I would recommend you watch. Then you're going to click to make your own copy of the space race text. There is a video explaining the process that you can watch that we don't have time for in the video here, but you are going to provide a gist for this article, The Space Race. So here we go with the space race. This is a text by Hannah Pang, and we identified some of the key elements, like the United States and Soviet Union became very competitive and a space race began. We talked about how the space race was not two things literally racing in space, more that it was the race to be the first to put a man on the moon, and that the United States and Soviet Union had difficult political relations resulting in the Cold War. We talked about how the Cold War was not a literal physical war. It was more an inability to compromise, to cooperate, to get along politically. Russia took the lead with the space race when it launched Sputnik 1 on October 4th, 1957. And it made the US extremely anxious because they were like, if Russia can do that, then they're capable of firing a bomb across the ocean at us. Then the US responded with a launch of the satellites in December 57 that exploded on the launch pad, but then they had success. And the US government created NASA as a result of Russia getting Sputnik into space. There were two more paragraphs, and then we identified that the central idea of this text is that the United States and Russia were in a space race, and that stemmed